How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? We are here today to talk about the Warlords of Draenor, the new expansion, the 5th expansion for World of Warcraft. Now, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of speculation, a lot of ideas being put out there. You can go check out the forums, I'll link it below, about what's going to go on in this expansion. We've got what they've told us at BlizzCon. We've got some of the notes they've released on the interwebs, and we've got some of the forums talking about it a little bit. But I just wanted to go over some of the things, well, most of the things that we're going to see in this next expansion. Now, I'll talk about those, and then at the end I'll also talk about my personal belief and feelings on these things, on this expansion itself. So let's dive into it. The first thing I want to start this off with is the character models, because this is like the biggest thing that people have been waiting for a very long time. The character models are going to be updated, and new graphics on these characters, new movements, new facial responses, the way they move, everything is just, it's brand new. It looks really good. You can go and check out all these notes that I'm talking about. You can check out on the World of Warcraft Battle.net website, and just click the Warlords of Draenor page, and you can find out a little bit more. But the characters, they look amazing. They look really good. Just so far, the ones they've released, the Horde, looking at the Orc, and for the Alliance, the Dwarfs and Gnomes. Now you're looking at both of them. They just I don't know if if you missed BlizzCon, you missed out on a lot. There was a lot that was explained, and so they brought up the character panel and the new designs and everything, and they showed the Orc, and people were just like, "Whoa! Finally! It finally happened! They finally did it!" We were used to those old, terrible looking characters that were really cool back in 2004, but alright, it's 2013, it's time to update. And so I'll also link that where you can see where these characters, these new models are. Pretty amazing. Gotta go check them out. And so that will be part of the new expansion, as all the new skins and all the new graphics and on the characters and everything. So it's going to be awesome. That's very cool. Now, there is this upgrade that's coming with this expansion. It's you upgrade a level 90 character, and basically what it is, it says, I kind of read this off, is even now, new or returning to the game, Warlords empowers you to immediately upgrade one of your characters to level 90 and master new abilities at the gateway to Draenor. So basically, you get Warlords of Draenor, you get a free level 90. That's touchy for some people, but in the end, it's pretty cool. You've got that character that you could never do it. You could never get him to 90. He didn't have time, or what have you. But there you go, level 90. You get right into it, and you get right into the war. And now there's a lot of talk about this, about they're just giving away levels and things like that, and I don't really see it like that. I see it more as if you've been playing, you know what the expansion is. Like Mists of Pandaria, you've already leveled to 90, you're ready to go, you've played this, so you don't want to go through literally everything again, and they know that. They're like, 1 to level 100, that's going to take a while. So for this expansion, they're going to go ahead and give you one free level 90 of your choosing. Doesn't matter what level it is, just go up to instantly level 90. You can only do it once so far, I believe. But I think that's pretty cool to get you right into what the new content is. You can start leveling up from 90 to 100. So that's pretty great. Now, the next topic, garrisons. Garrisons, pretty interesting. And I think it was a long time waiting for these, and it's finally here. I think it's pretty great. Basically what a garrison is, and it's you can easily describe it as in-game housing. And you have your own little area. You have your own little spot, and they talked about how it's going to how they have their new phasing system. So you're not going to go around just seeing all these new houses build it up and stuff like that, and new little kingdoms and stuff. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be phasing, and you can join into a group and go into somebody else's garrison. So far, that's what they've talked about. Now, I think this is pretty cool. I think that this gives players a lot more meaning to their character. When you level up your garrison. You can get brand new. You can get upgrades to your buildings. You start with that little rusty inn like in Goldshire, and then it gets bigger and bigger until it's like an inn in Stormwind or Orgrimmar, whichever you're in. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that it gives you a place that you can call home in World of Warcraft, even though you already call World of Warcraft home. Most of us do, but it's pretty great. You have things like you can recruit followers to man your base, send them to loot dungeons, fulfill missions, craft items, even if you're online. So they're going to do these things like, I don't know if any of you play any Star Wars, but when you're playing Star Wars, you can send off your little minions, whatever, to go do something, then log off and come back, and it's done. Of course, during that time is however long it takes, is how long you need to be offline. But it adds, if you're offline, your stuff still gets done. So it's pretty great. Now, you get to build up a lot of this garrison, and it's pretty much like it's got trophy rooms. You're going to be able to make some cool effects in your garrison. Put up big trophies and heads of dragons, things like that. And they were even talking about maybe having a pet stable where just your pets alone will be. Now that could probably get out of hand. You think maybe like 4 or 5 pets will be showing, and it's just like a person sitting there holding your pets and stuff. Like, hey, here's your pets, and that would be pretty cool. You could see some of your pets just sitting there. Now, to get to the questing, this one's a little bit long. The orcs. This is pretty much what it's all about. The 10 level expansion, and we're going to be going back to the land of Draenor. Now, that's going to be basically a rebuilt Outlands, but it's Outlands before everything went on like this, before all of the destruction. It's before the Earth, but pretty much what it says on here is before the orcs first invaded Azeroth, the Iron Horde rose to dominate a historic age. Only the heroes of past and present still defy the warlords of Draenor. So I mean, this is pretty cool. 10 levels of going through here. You're going to be fighting what they showed, like obviously the orcs, and what was the other? Well, anyways, the orcs. And it's pretty cool. You get to see all the leaders of the old orc tribes and everything. There's a lot of artwork they showed at BlizzCon, which you can actually still go check out, by the way. So I think that's pretty great. Now, obviously, there's a lot of information still being withheld because they don't want to release everything, obviously. But I think that they have a lot of work to do, but at the same time, this expansion is going to have a lot of. I was trying to think about it. What is the Horde and the Alliance going to be doing towards each other? Like, are we going to be fighting together, or are we going to be against each other again? Or, it's going to keep that World of Warcraft feeling, or is it going to be kind of like Northrend, where we're all sticking together to beat up somebody? What is it? So, that's still in speculation, still not decided quite yet how that's going to come out. But we'll see, definitely, when it releases. So we've got that. Yeah. New World Draenor, 10 levels, should be very fun. What I hope they don't do is they make the leveling just like Pandaria. The leveling in Mists of Pandaria was ridiculously long and takes forever. Now, it's cool in one way that, that's you get a feeling of every single area in Mists of Pandaria. You get an idea of all of what's going on, all the calamities and stuff like that, everything, which was great. But at the same time, man, leveling up Alton through that place was just, oh, that really sucked. So, we'll see what they do with that. Now, we're looking at a new world here, which is basically, like I said, it's going to be Outlands. Where it used to be Hellfire Peninsula is now the Tainan Jungle. And then obviously, since the world didn't split and everything, like the chaos and everything, the worlds look a little bit different. There's still a Shadow Moon Valley. There's the new Spires of Uruk, Teledor, Nagrand, Frostfire Ridge, and Gorgrond. That's pretty much, as far as leveling goes, what we're going to be looking at. So now the next thing would be PvP. They're talking really big about the world PvP, which is that's pretty cool. Their ideas that are coming out. It's kind of like what I'm thinking that they're doing is kind of like a Guild Wars. If you've ever played Guild Wars, the world PvP is like constant. It's always going on, and so they show like they were talking about, oh, it's going to be this new world PvP thing. Well, because we already know what the world PvP thing is. They've done it before, where you queue up and you go to this new island and you take it over, and that's the end of it. Everybody leaves. You gotta wait, for a certain amount of hours to do it again. But they said it's going to be new. So I'm thinking is that they're going to be going with that whole Guild Wars feeling, where the war just continues in that place for control, and the Horde might take it over completely for a week or something like that, and the Alliance just comes in and takes one for one day, and then just expands completely the rest of the week and takes it back over and holds it for a month. We don't know yet, but I think that's what they're going to be going with. Still in speculations. So that'll be pretty cool. Pretty cool to see what they have going on there for so far. Now, there's a lot more to cover on this expansion. But I want to go into, my final thoughts on this, and we'll probably continue more down this once we get more information. But my final thoughts on this expansion. Now, I love World of Warcraft. I've been playing since 2004. I was there waiting for it in line to get it. It was an amazing experience to be one of those first people that got World of Warcraft, and to see how far it has come today. In 2013, this game is still running strong, still one of the best games in the world, and still, grabs you and pulls you in and just like makes you love this game over and over and over. It's kind of funny to think about playing a game since 2004 all the way to 2013. Like, wow, I'm playing a single game. Like, yeah, obviously, you've played other games, but you know how constant World of Warcraft is. It's pretty cool, and it just shows how amazing their team is. Or there are many teams, I should say. So my personal thoughts on this expansion. I will be honest. I think that a lot of these things should have been patched. I think that a lot of these ideas, the new skins, the garrisons, those things, that's probably should have been patched. Obviously, a new world, a new questing area, that's pretty cool. That's obviously going to go with a new expansion. But a lot of these main things that they brought out that they made such a hype about should have probably just been a big patch. I think personally, instead of making those big titles in the expansion, change it to those being a patch, and then make something better in the new expansion. Now, I first thought about, well, they didn't bring out any classes, new classes, or factions, characters, anything like that. We're playing with the same things, just new skins. That's it. Now, I first thought about that. I was like, that's not cool. Like, usually every expansion, there's either a new character or a new class, a new race, something like that we can play and enjoy and get connected with on the first level, And I first thought about that. I was like, that's been their thing. Why aren't they doing it this time? And it kind of upset me. It almost made me feel like, wow, that seems kind of not cool. But I first thought about it, and then I thought, with this new expansion, you've got 10 levels to get through, a whole new continent. There's ogres and orcs and all of those things. The majority of it's going to be fighting orcs, but and ogres, but the idea of bringing out a new class or a new uh, character or race, whatever, um, it wouldn't make sense with with this expansion. It wouldn't make sense because we're going back in time. Now they could have made it to where, uh, you know, we were playing ogres, and at one time ogres were an amazing race, and we could play them back then. You know, like they were an alliance with the Horde and Alliance, and that would have been cool. That could have worked. I don't know how they would have worked that in with their lore and everything like that, but World of Warcraft's always changing. They always change the lore and they always do things like that, which is pretty cool. But it doesn't fit in this expansion, and it made sense to me after thinking about it. So once you kind of think about like, hey, it's a new expansion. Why aren't there new characters, new races, new classes, new things like that? Why aren't they doing that? It's because it wouldn't make sense. Because we're going back in time, and there wasn't these, they haven't shown any traces of the ogres being allianced and stuff like that. It hasn't shown anything like that, so it wouldn't make any sense, obviously. So I think, personally, that it was kind of a smart thing to do, to go back in time. Now, it does seem a little bit boring on the storyline, but knowing World of Warcraft, it's going to be an amazing story. We're going to go in to this new world, this new land, and see such amazing things. So I think that's pretty great. Now, the garrisons, that's, for me personally, the garrisons, I like that idea. There's not much to say about them. I mean, it's in game housing. That's about it. They're gonna make it look cool and it's gonna be fun. It's for you. I mean, that's, maybe they'll have achievements and things like that, and I'm sure they will do garrison achievements. And you can show off to your friends, and that's pretty fun just to have those, bragging rights. So we'll do with that. Now the skins. To me, the skins very important. A lot. I think that the brand new skins on all these characters might actually it'll probably make, I know for a personal idea that I will go back and play some of these characters again, from level 1 all the way to level 100 because of these new skins, because they look honestly like different characters. They're still the same orcs and humans and things like that, but they look a lot better. So it's almost like you're playing a new game, but it's the same game. I know it's kind of confusing, but I hope you understand that. I'm looking so forward to the brand new skins. That's going to be awesome. Now, my personal thoughts on the level 90 character boost. Personally, it doesn't help me because I've maxed out all characters to level 90. So it doesn't help me out at all. And I know I'm not the only one out there that's maxed every character out to level 90. But at the same time, not very many people do that. So it's there for the people that need it. So that's all I can say on that. And I think it's a good idea. So that is pretty much what we know about World of Warcraft. Now you can go on the website, check out Warlords of Draenor on battle.net, and look at more into what's going on. You can look at PvP, dungeons and raids, UI improvements, like the UI improvements such as you have a better inventory system, and new ways of storing heirlooms and toys. The toys, whatever, but the heirlooms, that is amazing. Because I know, and you all know, that when we get on our characters and we try to make a new toon, a new alt, we are going through every single character searching for our heirloom gear. And you have to get, add-ons to tell you where your stuff is, and it's just hectic. So that's been a long time waiting for that. And I'm glad they did that. Again, I believe that should have been patched in. That's not really, but they need things for this expansion, so that's whatever. The new content, 7 new zones, PvP zone, build and upgrade your garrison, level 90 character upgrade, character models, 6 new dungeons and 2 new raids, heroic versions of 2 classic dungeons, new challenge modes, new battlegrounds and world bosses, new normal and heroic scenarios, level cap raised to 100, new class talents and permanent ability bonuses, and refined quest systems with hundreds of new quests. Look, that's a lot of things, and guess what? That's not just it. There's more. There's more coming. They're just not going to tell us everything, obviously, because they want that hype for this expansion. So, that is my take on Warlords of Draenor for now. We'll be updating this constantly when we get closer and closer, and they put out more information. Again, I need you guys to go check out the Battle.net website and check out Warlords of Draenor. You know, you can play it for free, Starter Edition. You can go in. If you're a new player, you can come in, play World of Warcraft for free, try it out, see how you like it, and go on from there. Everybody loves this game, let's be honest. And then you can also beta opt in for Warlords of Draenor, which I definitely would do. It's definitely something to check out. So there you go, guys. I thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Your thoughts are on this new expansion. Let me know what you think. What are your personal ideas about everything? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Whatever it is. So there you go. Alrighty. Have an amazing day. Bye.